Most games are terrified of letting you fail. They know that failure can lead to frustration, which can lead to shutting off their game. Some games even give the illusion of possible failure, only to have a failsafe in place to catch you in their safety net. Not Baldur's Gate 3. Not only do they allow you to fail, but they often encourage it. Failed speech checks, rolling a critical failure, siding with one companion to the ire of another, or just straight up losing a companion altogether. These are the moments that make games like Baldur's Gate 3 so memorable. This is where the game thrives. But why does it work for Baldur's Gate 3 where it fails for some other games? It's the thoughtfulness of the design that really makes failure worth it. If you come to a fork in the road and you choose to go left, you might wonder, what would have happened if I went right? In some games, going back to find out would net you a similar experience with maybe a new coat of paint. In Baldur's Gate 3, not only do you get a different experience the next time through, the choices are so frequent and nuanced that you'll get several different experiences no matter which way you go, or how many times you go. But what really fuels this failure? In a movie or TV show, without conflict or friction, you lack intrigue. Without danger, the viewer is bored, as they feel too safe to be vulnerable. However, if you know that at any moment, during any encounter, that you could be attacked, ambushed, overwhelmed, and that how you respond actually dictates the outcome, combined with the random chaos that is the roll of the dice, you have the dynamic hurricane of consequence that is Baldur's Gate 3. Larian Studios understands that this is their driver. No matter how good the story or combat is, the thing that makes them stand out is not only their willingness to go above and beyond to produce these engaging moments, but their mastery of translating the tabletop experience to video games as well. But this can't be done with reckless abandon. The more choices they decide to put in their game, the more dialogue there is to be written, the more programming there is to be figured out, the more voice acting that needs to be directed. The fact is that giving players as much agency as a game like Baldur's Gate 3 does ups the workload, which increases development time, therefore spiking the budget. And you can see why most game studios shy away from allowing the player to fail. There are just way too many downsides, pitfalls, and potential madness that it hardly seems like a mountain worth climbing. And yet, here Larian stands, ready to wipe any character in your party out just to see how you'll react, just to see how you'll adapt. And therein lies the magic of their game flow design. Dare the player to fail, and watch them come back for more. Now, I love JRPGs, but a common mechanic in JRPGs is to have multiple endings. You'll often hear these referred to as good endings or bad endings. Getting the good ending often means finding all the collectibles in a game or beating all the super bosses, perhaps even making the right sequence of choices. But with Baldur's Gate, there are no good or bad endings. There is only your ending. The ending that reflects your choices, your successes, and yes, your failures. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't successful because it lets you win, but rather because it trusts you to fail and roll with it. Yes, it has its set characters, locations, and quests, but Baldur's Gate 3 acts as a blank canvas to let you paint your own masterpiece, whether that be a story of triumphant heroics or a macabre tale of violence and deceit. Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't just facilitate your failure, it builds on it, and that makes for one heck of an RPG.